Hi, I'm your host, Roseanne Kamau, a certified nutrition coach with a background in psychology. Here on Hey Sugar Podcast, you will learn how to live a healthy and sustainable lifestyle without dieting. I'll be teaching you practical tips that you can incorporate in your unique lifestyle. I am going to help you break any dieting mindset traps and show you that a healthy and sustainable lifestyle is doable. I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to keep it real. Now, you see, I was once overweight, I was once medically obese and had a diagnosis of high cholesterol. I've been able to keep my weight off and keep my cholesterol numbers to a healthy range for over the past 15 years. So if you're ready to change your life for good and create a healthy and sustainable lifestyle for yourself, then this is for you. Let's go.
You guys, today we have a treat. When I tell you a treat, I want you to get your books. I want you to get your pens because you are going to be inspired by the guest that I have here. Today is another Hey Sugar Spotlight. And today we have a guest who not only has helped me in my own lifestyle journey as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, but has also really inspired me and challenged me to live my best life. One of the things that I say about this girl, every time I leave her space, I always leave inspired and challenged, and I always leave knowing there is nothing I cannot conquer. And listen, when I tell you this is how you're going to leave at the end of this show, I am not kidding you. I call her a firecracker. A firecracker because she is so tiny, but the stuff that comes out of her mouth, yes, I promise you, it is absolutely going to inspire you. And so I want to introduce Miss Hannah Githuki. And Hannah Githuki is a business trainer. She is a coach. She is a speaker. She is an author, a book which we are going to be talking about, Flaunt Your Genius. And she helps driven entrepreneurs create profitable personal brands. And I'll share my story, Miss Hannah, with everybody so that they can at least get to see why is it that I feel like you could be able to help them? And why is it that I feel you need to come here? So you guys, I am part of a mastermind group. She's part of that group as well. And we connected about 12 women who are all in business. And we decided we needed to get together because we were going through different struggles. I remember one day we were all seated together and we're saying all the issues we go through as entrepreneurs, as mothers, as business women. And at the end of that, all of us discussing those issues, we're like, why don't we form a group? And we're like, okay, once you form a group, what is this group going to do? Yeah. The next thing we're like, we're going to bring speakers. We're going to have different people talk to us. And it was such a natural fit because Miss Hannah was our first speaker. Do you remember that? We invited her. Yes, you were our first speaker. And she came to speak to us specifically about branding, specifically about creating our own visions and how to live our best life. And you guys, during that session, I'll never forget this. Somewhere you know how we had put our shoes outside. Listen, we had put our shoes outside. And if you guys know, I love high heels. So she was basically telling us, how do you present yourself when you're going to get an offer? How do you present yourself when you're going to speak in front of corporates? And so she picked up a pair of shoes. She didn't know whose shoe that was, but it was an extremely high shoe. So she picked up that shoe and she said, I want you guys to talk about, I probably should have had this shoe here so that the people who are on YouTube can actually see this. But she basically said, if you see this shoe, what words come out of your mouth? And so different people came up with different words. Let me just be real, because the women, women, we gotta be real, right? Hooker, I was like, excuse me, people, all right? I'm like, I love high heels, but they were really high. Anyway, her whole point was, you gotta brand yourself well. So Miss Hannah, and out of that whole thing, by the way, she then took up different businesses and was telling us, how do we brand ourselves? How do you want to be seen and how do you want to be known? And out of that session, y'all, I came back home with so much information. I came back home with a vision because she taught us how to create our own vision boards, which is something she's going to be teaching you. I came back knowing what exactly I wanted for my life. I think for me, Hannah, what came out was the clarity. And so what I want to do, because I don't want to talk a lot, I want you to come and share with the ladies your genius. Yeah. I want you to come and tell us, how is it that you got started? First, tell us before you even get about your business. Give us a little bit of background about yourself. Who is Miss Hannah?
My goodness. First of all, Coach Roseanne, that's a very, very good introduction. I think it's probably more than I thought I was. Firecracker, that's a new intro. I think I'm going to be putting it
You should.
in my CV.
You should.
I like that. I actually don't remember that part about the shoe, but story for another day.
Yes.
But hey, wow, I'm so happy to be here and just to see the wonderful work you are doing with women around the globe. I mean, you are a global coach and you are inspiring so many women.
Thank you.
And you're helping so many women transform their lives, you know, and also to tell their stories. And I really, really admire that.
Thank you.
And so as a business coach, what I do is help executives to really brand themselves and to brand their businesses. A little bit about my background. I branded myself. Actually, let's just say I help people to brand themselves because it's a personal story. And I branded myself years ago, and I knew that you can actually brand yourself. You can actually tell the world who you are, and you can tell the world what to call you. Right? And because I did that for myself many, many years ago, I know it's possible for anybody to create their own brand.
So, Hannah, for a woman who is there saying, brand myself, I need to brand myself, I need to brand myself. Can you explain that better? And as you're explaining that, because I kind of know a little bit of your story, the balcony. You know, I love the balcony story of your husband. But go back to the branding. Yeah. If someone is like, okay, what do you mean I need to brand myself? Can you just like make it, fine tune it in a way that somebody who doesn't know anything about branding is going to understand? How do you brand yourself?
Yeah, I think what I'm going to say, and I mean, it's a whole topic, how you can brand yourself, but to put it simply, pick up something, be clear about something, pick it up, build up on it, and do it consistently such that it becomes second nature to you.
So when you say be clear about something, so let's say for me as Roseanne, when you talk about I need to be clear, is it I need to be clear about my business? I need to be clear about my family? I need to be clear about what is that something I'm picking so that I can be clear on it?
Yeah. So clarity about who you are. Clarity about what you bring to the table, clarity about who you are serving, how you are serving them, what value you bring, clarity about the whole person that is you.
The whole person that is you. And you know why that makes me so happy? Because I don't think I had a lot of clarity. And I said, when I left that meeting, you were able to give me that clarity to help me really fine tune. Who do you want to serve? One, and how do you want people to see you? And so are there tips that you might want to share with the listeners, women who are wanting to become the very best, women who are wanting to raise good families, but they're also career women? Because a lot of the women who we're reaching are both either career women, they're either juggling with kids, some are stay-at-home moms, so they're very busy. So when you say clarity, what would you want this woman who's listening to be clear on?
Yeah, I think to be clear on what I believe is that when you are put on this earth, you are put here for something, and you are put here to accomplish a mission. So you are on a mission, you are on a journey, right? And the challenge with us a lot of times is that we live through life as it goes. Like anything goes, whatever is handed to us, we take it and we just move because it's life. And we just live as if we don't care.
Yeah,
you know,
sort of like the wind. The wind can come and take you either direction, and you kind of just go with the flow.
To pay the bills, to just go on with the flow. But what happens is, as you live your life and years go, then you realize that you missed the most important part. That was what was put inside of you by God, you know? And what happens is, if you don't take time to look for that thing, because you have to look for it, you have to be calm and find it. So if you don't find time to actually find it, you find that you're living a meaningless, it becomes meaningless. Let's just call it that. It becomes meaningless. So for you to live a meaningful life, you're living a life that you are put here on earth to live, because you are not put here by accident.
Correct. None of us was put here by accident. You know, Hannah, as the more you're talking, it kind of takes me back to when my kids were younger. I was a stay-at-home mom. For those of you that don't know, I was actually a stay-at-home mom. But even when I stayed home and I was doing the right thing by raising the kids, it was a choice that I made. I wanted to stay home to raise my kids. But deep down, I felt I needed to do something else. So is that what you're saying? You need to be still to listen to what it is that you need to do? Because I'll tell you, I was in that season where I felt so incomplete, because I felt like God had put something else on the inside of me that I needed to do, obviously, which is what I'm doing now. But then I was feeling agitated. Is that how we get to know that if you're not fulfilling your purpose, you're not settled on the inside?
I mean, that's one of the ways, because if you're living how you should be living, then that means you're comfortable. Life is going, you're not questioning anything,
Yes.
you're not agitated, you're not feeling incomplete. But the fact that there's something that comes and makes you feel incomplete, feel like you could be doing more,
Yes.
it means you probably could be doing more. Staying at home raising children is an amazing thing.
Fantastic.
And actually, some people were born
To
to
do
actually
that.
do that,
Yes.
to serve their families, to
Yes.
serve other people in that way, and their children in that way. And
Yes.
that's okay.
Yes.
But if you are there and you feel like you are incomplete while doing that, then you probably need to ask yourself, what is this other thing I need to be doing as I also do this to sort of feel complete and to sort of fill the gap that you feel like you're having. So that's one way to know that there's something that's calling you
Yes.
to do something.
So,
But
yes, go ahead.
it doesn't come all the time. That feeling, if you ignore it, sometimes it disappears. So woe unto you if you don't take action and it disappears. So when you feel like there's that urge and there's that feeling of incompleteness and there's something you need to do, you have to take action. Because next year it might not come, the other year it might not come. And then one day when you're 65, you're like, I felt it.
Oh my God.
And I didn't do
Ignored
anything
it.
about it, you know? And then so sometimes it could be too late at that time.
Oh, then it's
Or
never late.
sometimes you may not have the energy that you require. And that's what I mean by it could be too late, because you may not have the energy that you require to do that thing.
Then.
You probably don't even have people around you that you had at that time to support you to do that thing. Because time again
has come and gone. So Hannah, we're gonna go off a little bit on a tangent. This was not planned, but I feel like this is where we need to go, because what I'm feeling is, if you had that time, do you feel like that's a higher power calling you? That's God calling you and saying, this is the time you need to do it. This is the time you need to figure it out. He's probably prepared the road ahead for you. He's probably prepared the people for you. Yes, it's gonna be, because everything in life is not linear. It's gonna be up and down, but that's the time you need to do it. So if you skip that in that moment, it might be harder if you go back a couple of years later.
Yep.
Maybe?
Of
Is
course.
that what it is?
Of course.
Oh, yikes.
It is God calling you. It's higher power.
Yes.
It's intuition.
Yes.
It's your gut.
Yes.
It's things that you should not be ignoring, that you
Right.
ignore.
Do not ignore this, because let me tell you, those things are real. It is for real.
Of course.
So now we come back now.
Yeah.
And for you, it's about helping us create a vision. So one of the things that I realized, Hannah, is as I was coaching my clients, and I want to thank you because you've come in and you've coached my clients inside of Hey Sugar, and I so appreciate you.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I realized with my ladies is they needed to create a vision for themselves, because they're coming here because they're like, okay, coach, I've gained extra weight. Maybe I've done a lot of diets, or some come because I just want to lose weight and I want to learn how to live a healthy lifestyle, not just for myself, but for my family. And as I was coaching them, I realized, wow, I can notice a gap. We need to talk about them creating a vision. And so you've come in and you've helped my women, my ladies, create a vision. Why is visioning so important to you, and how did you even get started in helping other people create vision? But maybe the balcony story will come through here.
No, you know what, Rosanna? What do they say that if you don't have a vision, what happens? If a nation doesn't have a vision,
it perishes.
It perishes.
Yes.
And so basically what that means is that if you do not know where you are going, then any place you get is good enough. Right? No, and I like to give this very basic example. I have a lot of people on my Instagram DM who DM me to say, Hannah, I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job.
And your Instagram handle is?
Oh, Hannah Githuki.
Hannah
Just
Githuki.
Hannah Githuki.
G-I.
T-H-U-K-I.
H-A-G-I-T-H.
Hannah
Githuki.
Hannah
Okay.
Githuki. And you know what?
I'm going to post it below.
I was telling somebody this morning.
Right.
I said, okay, they said, what's your IG handle? I said, type Hannah. They typed Hannah. And I said, if you type Hannah, my name will come up. They said, you're lying. I said, type it. And they typed, and my name came up.
I love it.
And I said, you know why? I'm a branding coach.
Yes.
So that means when people look for you, they should find you. They should find you among the first people who pop.
All right,
So
Hannah,
you
Hannah.
just type Hannah.
Just type Hannah, okay, y'all?
Just type Hannah. If it doesn't come, just put a G.
Yes.
And then
Hannah G, it will come up. Okay.
But yes, so people will DM me and say, Hannah, I'm looking for a job. Please get me a job. And I will always ask, what job are you looking for? And do you know the response will be what?
Anything.
Oof. Anything will do. In fact, somebody will go and say, I'm at a very bad shape right now, so anything will do. And I'm like, okay. That's okay. There's no problem. Come to my house tomorrow. I have a little puppy, Snowflake.
Yes.
And sometimes we want to walk that dog. We want to feed that dog. We want to shampoo that dog.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
And somebody feels like I've offended them.
They're too above and that's beneath me.
No, they feel like I've offended them just
course.
because I said that.
Yeah. But they said anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a garden.
Yes.
I want somebody to come and help me with my flowers.
Right.
I have things that I don't want to do myself.
Right.
So when you say anything, you're going to be handed anything.
Oof.
When you say you're looking for a husband, any man that comes along could become your husband.
Oh, all right, girl. Now she's preaching. Okay,
right?
mama.
And so that is the reason why you want to have a vision. That is the reason why you want to be very specific with what you want. Do you know they actually say that life punishes the vague wishes, but life honors the specifics.
I love that.
Yeah.
Life punishes
the vague wishes, but life honors the specifics. Right?
Love that.
Punishing can be anything. Like, get whatever you want and go. Get out of my face. You want a salary, get whatever. 10,000 is a salary. 10,000 Kenya shillings is a salary. 20,000, 5,000 is a salary.
It's a salary. Yes.
What are you looking for? And so for me, that's why it's very important for myself and other people to actually have a vision and be very clear about what it is they want and what they're looking for.
Be clear what you want, what you're looking for.
And be specific. Yes.
Have you done vision boards? Of course you have. But can you share the story of why you started this and what got you to decide, I want to help other women do this or other people do this?
Yeah. I like that because those are stories I love to share. So I started doing my vision boards when I was probably 18 years old.
18.
Yeah. So I just graduated high school. And I'm this girl who I probably just wanted so much out of life. And I grew up in a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood and a beautiful house in Tigoni. Actually in Brackenhurst, to be very, very specific. It's a very beautiful place.
Tigoni is gorgeous.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Brackenhurst
It's in Kenya. It's in Kenya.
Yes,
Tigoni
ma'am.
in Kenya.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So I grew up in Brackenhurst and with amazing parents and an amazing family, people who really supported me and loved me. And a community that supported me and loved me. And we lived in a 3-bedroom house, beautiful house. Our grass used to be mowed, like the lawn used to be mowed. Like this, it was clean and it was beautiful. But then what happened is I realized that the kind of life we were living was very shielded. And things looked like they were really, really good. Everything is going on well. And I was not able to see what was happening outside. So I thought that was it for a minute. I thought that was it. We're eating, we're seeing mzungus all around because it was Brackenhurst, was mostly missionaries. And then I started reading books and I started attending places. And I could see that people had another kind of life. People went on holiday, people had cars. I didn't really care that cars was a very big deal. People had cars. People took their kids on holidays. People did these amazing things. People had fridges in their houses, which we didn't. People just had good things going on.
Yes.
When I would read books and go to people's houses, I would see there was a difference. And so from a very long time ago, I wanted that different. I knew there was a better life, a different life, and I wanted it so bad. And so I would always long for these kind of things and just think about them until one day I found a friend of mine, a missionary, posting pictures on her photo album. She would cut out something and put on her photo album. And I asked her, what are you doing? She said, oh, this is my vision book. This is my vision book. This is the things that I want. And I did not even want any more explanation. And from that day, now I became the firecracker of vision boards and vision books. Because from that day on, everything I thought that I wanted or anything that I felt I wanted, and I became very specific about it, I would look for a photo of it or an image of it. I would cut it out and I would put it on my photo book. And that happened with a lot of things. What I want, who I wanted to marry, my kids, where I wanted my kids to go to school, where I wanted to live, my education, everything. So I would just cut out images and just post on my photo book. And I kept it as a reminder, and I would look through it every day just to say, this is what I want. I don't know, Roseanne, if you ever played this game with your sisters.
Which one?
Because I did this with my sisters. We would look at beautiful magazines, and then I would go like, someone would go like, mine. And
it wasn't like, but we would do such.
Mine.
Yes.
And then another person would go,
mine. Yes.
Mine.
Yeah.
And when I think back, that was like a vision. Sort of.
Because it's something that has attracted you, like, this is mine.
You
this
see
is
the
mine.
big house and it says, this is mine.
Yeah.
And so I took it like that kind of an exercise, that's the house I want. That's mine. Cut the image out. That's mine. You know, when it came to my health, I was actually a very big girl. Yes. And now that we're talking to a nutrition coach here, I was actually a very big girl.
And
big
we're going to share.
Amazing.
Yeah, for those of you who are on YouTube, you're going to see the pictures.
Oh,
but
are you going to share
we're going to show that picture. It's on YouTube. So you guys can go on YouTube, Coach Roseanne, and see Miss Hannah. Can we share that picture? You've shared that picture. You've shared that picture. So I know it'll be okay. It's good to inspire people. Yeah.
And so, I mean, so things like those. I was a big girl and I didn't like it.
Yes.
I didn't like it because there are some things that I wanted to wear that I knew I could not wear with that kind of a body. And so those are the kind of things that I had on my vision book. Yeah. That by the time I'm getting married, I wanted to be this size. And so I cut out those kind of things and I would post them. So that's how my journey of vision boarding started a very long time ago. Yeah. And then it became a practice of mine. It became like sort of something that I followed and I lived religiously every year. I would do it every year. And so when I became an adult, then I would meet with people and I'm like, oh, I was working on my vision board. Right. Somebody would be like, what? Working with what?
What you talking about?
So I realized that people didn't actually know about vision boards, right? And so after that, I was like, okay, maybe I can get people together and talk to them about vision boarding. And so it's been 6 years since I've been gathering people together.
And I've come for several of those.
You see, so that's what I've been doing. Yeah. And also individually, I've been coaching clients one-on-one and also as groups on vision boarding. And it's an exercise that I love, that I enjoy, that I think everybody should do.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, for me, Hannah, I think what we connected with, this is a practice. We've also done this in the past, but I think the clarity that you gave me is what really helped me. Yeah. And for me, for women who are struggling with their weight, I always say, have some form of clarity. What are the things you're going to focus on? And for me, I have my what I call 5 Fs. Yeah, finances, family, faith, food, and fitness. Yeah. And what that does is it's something we do as a family. But I think when I came for the vision board, it really helped me now begin to understand, okay, for me as a nutrition coach, when it comes to food, how would that look like? And so for me, it's like putting down all the vegetables that I see, all the organic vegetables in there. And so for women who are looking and they're saying, Coach Hannah, what are the things I need to do? I'm looking to create a vision. I do my 5 Fs. Do you have something similar that you follow? Or how would you tell somebody, this is what I want you to follow? What would that be?
Yeah. And I like that. You know, and like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time and helping people for the past 6 years with their vision boarding process. Yeah. There is something that I've gotten a lot of positive, of course, feedback, right? And somebody will say, you helped me so much and this has really worked. But of course, there are those who will say, Hannah, how come my vision board is not working? You know, and how come I've been doing this every single year and it's the same thing and it's not working? And they will say, I came to your thingy, to your event, and I got very motivated and I did my vision board. But then 3 months later, nothing
is happening.
And I said, wait a minute, because we rush through vision boards a lot. And you know, usually it's an event, right?
It is, yeah.
And it shouldn't be a very short event like that. But you know, we cannot keep people there for 3 days doing a vision board, you know? And so we usually rush it and take it straight to creating the board itself. which is exciting, which is fun.
Yeah.
But I realize it's very important for me to be helping people with the pre-vision board first before we get to the vision board
itself.
Because that makes a lot of sense and it makes it even more practical. So I added 2 things to my vision boarding process.
Okay.
So what I would say is, first of all, I want people to work with a life map. People to work with a life map. So even before you get to the vision boarding, which is a fun process, work first with a life map. And what a life map is looking at your history. And I know a lot of people say history is gone. I don't want to think about history. I don't want to think where I was yesterday. But wait a minute.
Today is a result of yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you can only write your story of today because of what happened yesterday. Right? And they say that if you keep doing the same thing the same way every single day, expecting different results,
you're insane. Insanity.
It's called insanity,
Yeah.
you know? And so what I started doing is helping people first. Let's start with your life map. How did you get here?
Oh, yo, I don't even think you understand how powerful this is and how powerful that tip Hannah has given you, because it really is. You've got to go back and consider, why am I where I am today?
Yeah.
Why do I make the decisions that I make today? Why do I look the way I look today? Why is my bank account the way it is today?
Right.
Why is my fitness the way it is today? Yo.
Yeah, and when it comes to your health and your fitness and the size of your body,
yes,
people will tell you, a lot of people will tell you, hey, I got a baby, and when I got a baby, I drank too much uji and this happened.
No kidding. Right?
Another person will say, oh, I used to exercise, and when I started working a corporate job, I didn't have any more time to exercise.
True.
And so it's very good to go back and look at that history and write all the lows and the highs, where you felt your strongest, your healthiest, your best size and everything. And a lot of women will tell you, people will show you pictures of their weddings.
Yes.
Look at me, I was so beautiful, I was so skinny, look at my cheeks. And then they tell you, now look at me now. I want people to dig deep into that. So what happened that you got to this size that you're in right now? What happened that you got to this situation? Let's do that as a roadmap. And it's actually an exercise. It's also a very fun exercise that I help my clients through.
Yes.
Let's do a roadmap. It's going to take you probably an hour, half an hour to an hour to do a roadmap.
Right.
Let's do a roadmap. And then after that, and it's a very emotional.
Oh, it's going to conjure a bunch of stuff. Yes. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Because it's about the lows and the highs and what got you there and everything.
Yeah.
And now once we get there, now we're looking at, and this is how I look at it. I look at it as a diagnosis. The doctor will ask you all these history questions so that we know how did we get here.
Yes.
And then they will paint for you an ideal picture, and they will show you how, in the absence of this thing you're experiencing, how you're going to be looking like
in the future.
Now, that is the vision board.
Oh,
right? That is the vision right there.
Yes. Because, go ahead.
Yes.
Because you cannot create that vision from your old circumstances.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
You cannot, if you want to create this new person, you got to understand the old, because if you carry the old habits to the
it repeats.
It repeats
it's a cycle.
itself. So this is the part. So you're saying the pre-vision board is we got to do that life
mapping. Life mapping.
My goodness.
Then now the doctor is gonna give you the ideal situation. Now that becomes your vision.
That's the vision.
Now that's when we're starting to create the vision board. But now once you've painted this very beautiful picture of what you want, and then come the roadmap.
Whoa.
So these are the 2 steps I added, life map and roadmap. Because now once you've created the vision board, which is so beautiful and glamorous, you know, there's that car.
And we're all excited because we can
you're
see.
so excited, you're so motivated. Then come the roadmap. And the roadmap is where the work comes in.
Boom.
So that if you say you wanna, in 2 years, you want to be, say, 60 kilos, and that's just an example.
Yes, I hear you.
Then you ask yourself, with the roadmap now, you ask yourself, what will get me to 60?
From 100 kilos to 60.
To 60 kilos.
Yes.
And then now here, that's where the life honors the specifics. Because you start saying, for me to get there.
Oh, y'all, did you see how she typed that up?
Right?
Yes, girl. Right? I mean, that's how the life honors
the
specifics.
Yes.
I love, yes.
Because now from there, then you know there's work to be done. Because you're not going to do, I read somewhere, you're not going to do a vision board and go eat a sandwich. It's not going to work.
Listen, yo. Okay, Miss Hannah. Okay, Miss Hannah with a bow. All right, girl.
It's not a miracle worker. It's beautiful, but it's not going to work if you just do and go.
No.
So then the roadmap helps you to narrow down on the specifics. If you want a good relationship with your husband and you're very specific about it, what do we need to do? Is it a date every week? Is it a message, I love you every day? Is it, now you write that down on your roadmap. Because then that roadmap then helps you achieve this big vision
that you have for yourself. And would you say, Hannah, because we have a couple more minutes to go, would you say, where do most people get tripped up in now accomplishing the vision that they have for themselves? They've written this down, they're coming to you, they're like, it's 2 years, I still haven't got my vision. What do you think happens in between the actually writing of the vision to actualization that actually doesn't happen? What happens in between?
It's a work that needs to be put in.
It is the work that needs to be put in.
It's the work that needs to be put in.
Yeah.
Because
there's no shortcuts.
There's no shortcuts.
There's no shortcuts, yo.
And you know, when you say the work that needs to be put in, it means there's time that needs to be put in.
Time.
It means there's resources that need to be employed. And resources means even people.
People
there are
and
people
money. Yes.
that need to be talked to.
Yes.
You know, there's all these things that
and we have a lot of free resources online. I mean, even this right here is a free resource, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're lazy.
All right, she said that, not me. That's why I like Miss Hannah. And let me tell you.
And you know what, Roseanne, the reason I say we're lazy, do you know, in my coaching practice, there's somebody who come and tell me, I wanted the done it for you. And I'm like, no, there's no done it for you, babe.
None.
There's no done it for you.
A lot of people will Instagram me and they're like, send me a meal plan. Tell me how much I should eat. I'm like, no, that's not how it should be. No. You got to figure it for yourself. We'll show you the principles, but figure for yourself what works best for you. Yep. But don't do that. That's the reason. There's a reason why they don't work.
Thank you.
The done it for you has been proven over and over not to work.
Hence my saying, we're lazy.
Oh, she doubled down on that. Did you? You did not just double down.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Hannah. But let me tell you something that I love about Hannah, you guys. Did you hear what she just said? That as a coach, that comes from a place of love. It really does.
Of course.
And you always want to hang out with people like Hannah who are going to tell you exactly as it is. When I'm not doing well, she'll be like, come on, Roseanne. But why? But why? Actually, that's all. But why? Why aren't you doing it? But we said it's possible. You need people like that who are going to hold you accountable, but coming from a place of love. Oh, Miss Hannah, this is so good. I feel like we need part 2. We need to continue. And I can feel you have a wealth of information. But before we finish, and I want to thank you for coming and sharing your genius with all of us. You guys, there's this book for you who are on YouTube. You can see this book that I'm holding. It's called Flaunt Your Genius. 8 Steps to Creating a Personal Brand That Pays by Miss Hannah Githuki. This is a fantastic book that I want each and every one of you to read, whether you are in business, whether you are a woman, whether you are raising kids. This is really going to help you. All the stuff that she's talking about, she gives you examples of the things that how you're gonna create the life that you want for yourself. So I'd encourage you to get this book. And for those of you that maybe are listening on the podcast, I'm going to put the link below on how you can get the book, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll put the link below so that folks can get this book. But before we finish, Hannah, I'm calling this section a spotlight.
Right.
So I want you to think about this woman who is struggling with really creating that vision. She wants this lifestyle that is sustainable and just that feels right. This is the lifestyle that I want. If there are 3 things you would tell her, what would you tell her to put a spotlight on? 3 things. What would those be?
I would say, first of all, pick up something. And I really like to say pick up something. Meaning, be clear. You see, when you are not picking up a particular thing, it means you're just all over the place. And when you're all over the place, there's a cloud, there's no clarity. You can't see properly when you're all over the place. And so you want to make sure you're being very clear about how you want the world to see you, how you want to represent yourself, the name you want people to call you. Do you know, Coach Roseanne, today, this moment, if you decide you want to change your name and be called, say, what name would you like to go by?
I actually, honestly, I'm glad you've asked that question.
Yeah.
I actually want to go by Shiko Kamau.
Okay.
Like that's my name, and I'd love to go by Shiko Kamau.
People know you as Coach Roseanne.
Yeah.
So if today you decided that you want to go by Shiko Kamau, Coach Shiko Kamau, today, moment, and you start talking about it, and whenever somebody calls you, you say, hey, my name is Shiko Kamau, and you actually correct it and put it in your bio and talk about it and spread it on social media. And when you do an article, you sign by Shiko Kamau and everything. It'll just take you probably 3 to 6 months before everybody's calling you Shiko Kamau.
Even longer, maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It takes time. It's a journey.
Yeah.
But 3 to 6 months, a lot of people are going to start calling you Shiko Kamau. And when people, and within no time, or rather, at some point, you'll be Googling Coach Roseanne and you won't find Coach Roseanne. You'll just be finding Shiko Kamau, Shiko Kamau, Shiko Kamau, Shiko Kamau. Because that's how you create a brand.
Right.
Because you tell people, this is what I want you to know about me.
I get it now.
This is what I want you to know about me. So call me this. This is the value I give you. So call me for this.
I've actually seen a lot of influencers change their names. Like, there are different people who had different names. It does.
And it catches on.
Yes.
Because you create it.
Yes.
You create it, And so, but you need to pick it. You need to pick it and be very clear that this is the something that I've picked on.
Right.
This is the thing I'm riding with.
Right.
This is the thing I'm offering people.
Yes.
You need to pick on that.
I love it.
And then after that, you need to be very consistent about how you deliver that message. So you have your message, then consistently deliver that message. Pick up something, do it over and over again. Consistently do it over and over again. Intentionally, deliberately do it over and over again. Talk about it, speak about it, draw about it, eat about it, do everything about it.
Be it.
And be it.
Yes.
And then after that, just make sure when they call you for it, that you actually deliver it. Right?
Yes.
So this is what I want to provide. Right? Then I'm doing it consistently. And when they call me for that particular thing, I want to deliver it so well that they know, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. And that's her. And that's what she talks about. And that's what she's about.
Right.
Meaning you're saying it, but you're also living it and you're also being it. So be very clear. Pick up something, be very consistent, and also deliver value on it.
And deliver value
on it. And I do this personal branding coaching, and I'm very, very passionate about it because I really want to help people, right?
It's obvious,
I want to help entrepreneurs who are self-driven to make money from their brands. Because, Roseanne, I'll tell you, it actually saddens me so much when I see people who I can see it. They have so much value to offer. But then they're crying. They're crying that they don't have, they can't even afford. And I'm talking money because I'm talking profitable.
Yes.
So when an artist comes to me and they're so big, they're big and we can see the potential they have. We can see how much value they're offering. And yet they cannot afford a dinner. It makes me very sad. So I want to help that person to actually make money from that thing that God put in them. Because God put it in you because he knew it would feed you. He knew it could feed you. He's a very just God. So he put it in you because he knows it can actually feed you and feed your people and feed your generation. It can feed you.
Not only does it feed other people, but it's going to feed you as well.
It's going to feed you. It's going to, and it's going to impact.
Yes.
But really, you are able to do even much more.
Yes.
Than you think you can. But I know that sometimes you can feel small because of probably things that have happened in your life and things that have been said to you. And because probably you've done it before and it didn't work and you thought, why should I even try again? And yet it didn't work. And when it comes to your nutritional coaching and helping people with their fitness, how many women come to you and say, I've tried so much, I've tried this, it didn't work. And at some point they feel like they want to give up. I mean, I just want to say, it's not time yet. It's not time yet to give up. You can give it another shot. Just probably do it differently this time. And this time work with a coach because sometimes if you don't know what to do and you keep repeating the same mistakes, then you may never see a difference and you may never see results. So probably have somebody who can hold your hand so that you can try it one more time. And see how it goes. Because, and I know a lot of people when they come, they say they tried everything.
They have tried everything.
And you look at what they've tried.
And it's not everything.
They probably have not tried
they
everything.
They haven't tried everything.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's not the end of the road yet for you. You still have another chance.
You still have another chance.
Yeah. To give it another shot. Yeah.
You have another chance to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Hannah, I want to thank you. Thank you for your genius. Thank you for coming to share the roadmap, the life map, the strategies, the specifics, all that good stuff. And everybody else, we're going to put the links below. This is her book, Flaunt Your Genius. It is a fantastic book. I would highly recommend for you to read it. 8 Steps to Creating a Personal Brand That Pays, because y'all, we gotta feed, as we're feeding everybody, you gotta feed yourself. So we want you to get paid. And I want to thank you for your time, for your generosity, for everything that you've shared. And thank you all for listening and coming on. Please make sure you follow her on her Instagram. Again, do you mind sharing your Instagram handle?
Hannah Githuki.
It's Hannah Githuki on Instagram. I'm also going to attach her Instagram handle below.
Right.
You can also follow us. Give us a like, rate this podcast, give us a review. Let us know if this is stuff that you want to hear more of. You want her back, just let me know. We are going to bring her back. Yes, Miss Hannah, we're going to bring you back. I want to thank you all for joining us. And as always, remember, you've got one life, you've got one body, and I want you to treasure it. Have a good day.